Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm going to show you three wars. One is claimed by Jehovah Witnesses. The other one should have been greater than the first predictions of Jehovah Witnesses. And the third one of the one war, it was actually parts of the Bible. So could it be that what was part of the Bible could be the one that God intervened and the other two he had nothing to do with? What is wars? Basically, it's a bunch of men wants to destroy people's lives, killing them for religion, just by anything. They want to kill people, keep people, just because they want to show who has the biggest gun. Weird, huh? But the thing is, Jehovah Witnesses, you claim in 1914 Jesus kicked Satan out of heaven. Okay, let's analyze this for a second, okay? First of all, what happened in 1914? You claim Michael, which you call Jesus, kicked Satan and his demons out of heaven. And you use 2,520 years added to 607. But there's a flaw. If you Google 607, you get nothing. If you Google 586 or 587, you'll find out, wow, Jerusalem fell in 587. So what happened in 607? Google Nebuchadnezzar's father. You'll find out his reign was 626 to 605. He died. So Jehovah's Witnesses. So that means your 1914 has nothing to do with God or Christ or Satan the devil or his demons. Because think about this, Jehovah's Witnesses. World War I lasted 4 years, 3 months, and 14 days. Now, 4 years, 3 months, and 14 days. So, what happened in World War II? Well, World War II was a bigger war. It lasted 6 years and 1 day. So, Jehovah's Witnesses, wouldn't it be better for God to have Satan to be kicked out of heaven when World War II was bigger than World War I? Why would he pick a small war? Interesting, Jehovah's Witnesses. So, the third war, before I show it to you, it's going to prove that their 1914 World War I and World War II, God nor Christ had nothing to do with neither one of those. Now, remember in the Bible, in Genesis, in 6 days from day 1 to day 6, the earth was created. Then you had God made land, and then he later on he put vegetation, trees, and all that. Then later on he made the sun, moon, and stars. Then later on he made the birds for the earth, fish for the sea, and of course we can. I'm not sure if I said it, but he made the sun, moon, and the stars. Then later on, the sixth day, he created the animals and Adam and Eve. Seventh day, he rested. Now, for the Jews, when Moses them gave them the law, 6 days they worked. The seventh day, they rested. So that means that it was total 7 days of creation. The seventh day, they rested. The Jewish tradition was you worked 6 days, 7th day, you rested. Now, what was another war that would have something to do with the Bible? Well, on this day in history, 6-day war ends on the June 11th, 1967. And when it began, it was June the 5th. So let's look at the calendar. In 1967, June, it shows Monday was the 5th. And so it's from 5, the 6th, the 7th, 8th, the 9th, and the 10th. They had a 6-day war, and Sunday was the end of the war. So Jehovah's Witnesses, who had a 6-day war that you claim that God had rejected, Christ rejected, it was the Jews. They was up against 3 different countries. 3 different countries. And they won a war in 6 days, just like the 6 days of the creation, and it ended the 7th day. It would be just like the war was over, done, and there was peace for them for a little bit on the 7th day. So Jehovah's Witnesses, now I have a question to ask you, okay? If the Jews was not God's chosen people, wouldn't their war with the other countries would have lasted more than 6 years in one day? Wouldn't it last then 4 years, 3 months, and 14 days in World War I? So could it be possible that God was with the Jews? He helped them end their war in 6 days, while the other wars was between 4 to 6 years. So who helped the Jews to end their war in 6 days? 6 days. And it was part of the number system in the Bible, even part of the creation, part of the Jewish week. Think about it, Jehovah Witnesses. Why did God help the Jews? If he got rid of them, wouldn't their 6-day war would have been 6 years? Or it could have went on 7 or 10 years? Jehovah Witnesses, it's time for you to wake up and realize your governing body has took Bible prophecies and destroyed them and apply the Jews to you and to those 7 members you call your mediator between you and Jehovah. When the only mediator between God and man is the Son of Man named Christ. It's time for y'all to wake up and realize if he wanted to punish the Jews real bad, they would have had a war longer than World War One and World War II. But he didn't. So that means the timetable of their war is just like the timetable of the Bible. So that means the Jews got to be God's chosen people, and they had to have God help them to get out of this war so it wouldn't last no 4 to 6 to 8, 10 years. He ended it 6 days. Please, Jehovah's Witnesses, it's time to wake up. You are not God's chosen people from the Bible. They was never rejected by God nor by Christ. I hope this information will show you that God is still with the Jews. Thank you and have a nice day.